Before we begin, I would like everybody to unmute their microphones and repeat after me. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Now, do you all understand how easily I was just able to influence you to say something for seemingly no reason at all? Well, imagine the amount of influence you receive every time you pick up your phone and browse social media. As a fellow avid social media user myself, and because I've taken a dual enrollment psychology course in high school in the past, I've recently been able to recognize many of these harmful effects of social media that go unnoticed by a majority of the public. And chances are, all of you very likely use some form of social media yourself, whether it be Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, or even YouTube, so you've likely come across these negative aspects as well. Now, I'm also aware that social media does appear to have many benefits to it, such as being able to communicate with your peers or being able to have an access to information at all times. But there appears to be significantly more disadvantages to social media than there are advantages. So today, I'm going to explain to you all of these negative aspects of social media and why you should limit your usage of the platform, as it benefits not only yourself but the world. So without further ado, let's begin by revealing these negative aspects of social media. Social media presents a major problem to individuals all over the world. Firstly, it's important to recognize just how much the use of the platform has grown over time. According to an article from Our World in Data, since the year 2004, time spent on social media platforms has increased significantly, as you can see here on this graph. As you can see, the amount of people who use social media regularly has grown far more than one would expect it to have. And so with social media on the rise, as shown here, there's bound to be several negative effects and issues associated with the platform. One issue surrounding social media is that it significantly hinders your mental health. According to an article from the Department of Psychology at the University of Houston and the Department of Psychiatry at the University of Yale School of Medicine, 284 American undergraduates participated in a study that found that a significant negative correlation with time spent on Facebook and those who had anxiety symptoms. This shows that a significant portion of individuals who use Facebook experience some form of anxiety the more they used it. And furthermore, it reveals the severe levels of mental illness that individuals face when they continue using social media for longer periods than necessary. As well as this, another problem with social media is that it causes individuals to experience physiological issues as well as the previously mentioned mental problems. According to an article titled Assessing Internet Addiction using the Parsimonious Internet Addiction Components Model, a preliminary study, some examples of physical problems that occur in individuals addicted to the internet and social media include weakened immune systems, jeopardizing relationships in order to gain more screen time, and a loss of control over their usage of social media. Because of all these physical and psychological issues that arise from an avid use of social media, it's not surprising that you may now want to consider limiting your use of it. Now, this may seem as such a huge problem that it's too devastating to be able to solve, but this does not have to be the case, as there is one easy solution to this complex issue. According to an article from the University of Belgrade, the DSM-4, which is the Universal Manual for Prescribing Mental Illnesses, classifies internet addiction as another form of substance abuse. This means that the problems discussed earlier derive from an addiction to the internet. Furthermore, this proves how limiting social media removes this addiction from gaining control over you, eliminating many of these harmful effects. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, why would I want to give up social media? There appears to be so many benefits to it. Now sure, there are many benefits of social media, and is very well a necessary product in the world, such as being able to communicate with peers at all times, or having an access to information at the push of a button, and more. However, when you take into consideration the many consequences as explained earlier, you will surely find that taking even a small break from the platform will prove to be a much greater benefit to yourself and to the world. Now that you have a basic understanding of this solution, we can now see the effects that it has on the world. Limiting social media has proven to be a great benefit to many individuals all around the globe. Many celebrities even avoid the use of social media for the reasons described earlier, and Harry Potter himself appears to be no exception. Daniel Radcliffe, a celebrity of whom you all recognize as Harry Potter from the critically acclaimed, massively successful film series Harry Potter, has spoken out on why he refrains from using social media, stating that he stays away from it because he would 100% know that if he did use Twitter, you would all be waking up to stories of Daniel Radcliffe gets into fight with a random person on Twitter. So as you can see, Mr. Radcliffe recognized the harmful effects of social media, specifically the psychological negativity surrounding the platform. And he solved this potential problem by eliminating his use of Twitter. So outside the realm of Hollywood, individuals like all of you have been able to experience some form of benefit from a refrain from social media usage. According to the University of Pennsylvania, a study was conducted in which 143 graduates were limited to 30 minutes of social media per day, and they found that those who used only 30 minutes of social media per day had a much better well-being than those who had not limited their usage of the platform at all. This describes a real-world example of the effectiveness of limiting social media, showing you how it is a clear solution to the many problems described beforehand. So as we begin to wrap up, I feel it is important to mention that I'm not asking you to completely give up the internet in general. In reality, limiting your usage of the platform to maybe around 30 minutes per day would be a much better option for you. All in all, now that you've seen the numerous consequences of social media, hopefully you will now be able to rejuvenate your mind and body from the depressing atmosphere that it carries. So put away those phones, get out of the house, and live your life in prosperity and happiness. Thank you.